We're here for the St. Augustine at 450. This is a photo exhibition of black and white photos, all related to St. Augustine, and a lot of the buildings and places that have a historical meaning to a city of this ancient in American standards. So my question to you both is, what was your inspiration? How did you get started with this project?
I would say, Peter was really the inspiration. I remember getting a text from him. It was shortly after we had finished the last documentary we had worked on together with the students, saying, St. Augustine 450, are you in? And when I first got the text, I really wasn't sure what I was signing up for, but after I looked online and saw everything that was going on, of course my answer was yes. And I think the overall inspiration behind it was, the documentary theme, and really establishing kind of the scope of the project and what that was going to be. Focusing on you can't get away that it is a tourist community that's very, very steep in heritage and history. That you're a college town on top of all of that, and then of course the people and the businesses. And I think overall, when you take a look at the pictures, that we really established that, and the students really followed through very well.
It was our first sort of long-distance projects that we've done, because our school is based in Winter Park, Florida, just outside of Orlando, and that's where we draw most of our students from like a multi-county area, but all, within half hour, 45 minutes of the school. So most of our projects that we've done in our master classes have been on local communities. So this was a little bit ambitious to have a project that was 2 hours away. It involved some wonderful opportunities to escape to St. Augustine for the weekend and meet with our students and do group sessions as well as one-to-one field work. And then the students had their subcategories that they were assigned to a certain degree, and to a certain degree they were also to pick what they wanted to photograph, because we wanted to make sure that we didn't miss out on something important, that it did cover tourism, that it did cover education, the business community, the diversity of the community, the religious community, and so forth, because we really kind of wanted to create a visual and narrative time capsule, not really about the 450, but what the city was like during the year the 450. So if people in 25 or 50 years look back, they get to see that story, and they get to hear those stories about what it was like at that time when St. Augustine, our oldest city, turned 450.
I thank you both. I thank you. It's beautiful. I love black and white, so I'm prejudiced here. But thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. You're preaching to the choir, so we appreciate you being here and the opportunity.
Well, I find myself here with one of the photographers. His name is Vaughn Dunham, and tell me a little bit about that picture right next to you.
This is the photograph of El Galeón. It was taken from the pier, and it was just after sunset, maybe 30 minutes after sunset, and it's what's called a high definition or a high dynamic range image. It's actually a combination of 7 photographs that were put together digitally to be able to get the full range of detail in the shadows, and yet the highlights are not overexposed. So a lot of Photoshop work went into making that picture. And the El Galeón, of course, was sailed over from Spain and is docked here in St. Augustine.